welcome to the Messianics Podcast, a podcast about all things Messianic Judaism. Each episode, we will be sharing our opinions as we tackle some of the biggest issues in Messianic Judaism. Now, here's your hosts, Rabbis Eric, David, Jonathan, and Toby. Hey guys, and thanks for joining us for this special bonus material for you. We decided, as we just dealt with Hanukkah in a recent episode, we wanted to just take some time to have a little fun and entertainment and ask some rapid-fire questions of our Messianics rabbis as it relates to Hanukkah. So we're just going to dive right into this and have a little fun with it. I'm going to throw a couple of questions out, and we're all just going to kind of take some time and respond quickly. Again, these are rapid-fire. We're not looking for, like, dissertations. Just throw your response out. Whatever comes to mind.
Who was that directed
should be
towards?
entertaining.
No dissertations.
Right? So
that would clearly be for Toby.
Yeah. So
I doubt that.
Question number one. I'm going to throw this one to Rabbi Toby to begin it off with. Is gifts or no gifts on Hanukkah?
Well, first I have to turn to Leviticus. I'm kidding. No. We do gifts. We don't do a gift every night. We always do pajamas. That's, tradition.
You give pajamas or you wear pajamas?
Well, we'll wear them, but we usually all go out together and...
In pajamas?
Yeah.
So you're going to Walmart to get gifts? Because if you go out in pajamas, you have to be going to Walmart.
We usually go as
because clearly if they're wearing pajamas, they're going to Walmart, not Target.
Yeah.
We usually all go as a family out together. Past few years, we've taken my mom, and we all just pick out what we want. Everybody just gets to pick the pajamas that they want, like the combination or the set they like. And we usually give a few gifts during that time, but we're not staunchly
one gift each
night.
Okay.
But so pajamas and a few gifts.
Yeah, we gave gifts, small gifts, which now played into the idea of making sure that the gift of the miracle of Hanukkah was greater than the gift we were giving the kids in their minds, so they focused on that. But it also was because we were poor and we couldn't afford big gifts, so it worked out really well to be spiritually minded and cheap at the same time.
Yeah, we don't do huge gifts either. The pajamas and like some small gifts.
Right.
So poverty and pious go hand in hand.
Yeah, poverty and piousness go hand in hand sometimes. But no, we gave small gifts each night. But we do not give big gifts, and part of that was when I grew up, we would get big gifts for Hanukkah. So Hanukkah came in December. Mm-hmm. So if you needed a bicycle in June, you didn't get one till December, and then you couldn't ride it for 6 months till the snow melted, till you could actually get to use it. I thought, I'm not doing this to my kids. If they want a bike in June, we'll get them a bike in June, and we'll get them something small for Hanukkah.
Did you ever want a bike in June?
I don't remember. I think he just got bikes for me off of people's back porches or something. It was like, the package thief, but for bicycles. It was no.
Hey, as he grew up, we needed new ones.
Jonathan?
Yeah. I'm not a big gift giver with Hanukkah. That's just the way Catherine and I do. So this is not what we do. I'm not saying I haven't gotten gifts for people for Hanukkah before, because I have, but it's not like it's not something we plan out or anything.
But technically, they only just now had a child that's going to be big enough.
Oh
soon
yeah,
to
sure.
have gifts,
I'm not saying that may not change, but right now that is the halakha of how we do it is we don't.
We do gifts, but we've over the years kind of honed in, and generally speaking, we have themed gifts. Everybody gets the same themed gift for the night, and generally they're practical gifts. So it's always a sock night, there's always a pajamas night, there's always a book night, there's always a...
Is there a puppy night?
What?
Yeah, I like that.
Night?
No, we have enough puppies at the moment. And then we'll do a board game night. We'll get a board game for the family, and then we usually will do one big gift somewhere in Hanukkah for the kids, just as something special. And by big, I mean like a video game or something that costs more than a pair of socks.
Gotcha.
But that's generally how we do it. We
that's fun.
And it's not because we feel like you have to have gifts on Hanukkah. It's just because it's something fun for our family to do.
Yeah. Right, and I want to make one thing clear, and that's that although we tend to give small gifts, that should not preclude any of our listeners from sending large financial gifts during Hanukkah to any of the four rabbis represented at Messiantics. We want you to feel free to follow how the Lord would lead you concerning Hanukkah.
And Rabbi Eric says that we'll post our Cash Apps handles in the... no, I'm just joking. So
Walmart gift cards are also acceptable, so we can go wear our PJs to Walmart and get what we would like.
So the second question, and I'm going to throw this one out to Rabbi Jonathan, let you kick it off. The second question is, should you use candle or oil?
Well,
in the Hanukkah, by the way, for those that are not sure.
Or electric.
That's a later question.
Okay.
Don't jump ahead of things. Answer the question at hand.
Candle or oil? While candles are halakhically appropriate, if we're truly looking to use the biblical example as found in the apocryphal texts of Maccabees.
The biblical example as found in the book of Maccabees.
I get it. We use candles. I've seen oil is a little more, in my opinion, fancy. It's like for bigger Hanukkahs. We have small.
We're too trailer park for the oil. We're candles.
Way too white trash.
We all live either in Alabama or on the border of Florida and Alabama. So, oil is like Texas or California. We're still candles.
No, oil's like New York or Massachusetts.
Jonathan says that the Gulf Coast is still riling from the BP oil spill. We're not wasting oil right now.
Yeah, no, it's just too traumatic an event. We're recovering. So anyway, no, we use candles in our home. I've seen some beautiful oil Hanukkahs before. I had a friend who did wood turning, and he made this gorgeous Hanukkah, which had the tops were all little glass dishes made for holding oil, and he had the wicks and everything. Gorgeous. So if you can do oil, absolutely. Like they're beautiful, but we use candles just because it's economic for us.
Yeah, and just a shameless plug, if you need candles, go to thewpfarms.com for all of your candle needs.
You should tell Missy that she should get involved with Hanukkah candles, maybe.
Yeah, but you can get all kinds of wonderful candles for your holiday celebration at thewpfarm.com. Toby?
Candles, yeah. I mean, I there was one occasion I saw a really nice oil one at a Hanukkah party, and I thought it was lovely. Candles are easier. Yeah, and when you got kids around and stuff, and they want to do it, and
yeah, because oil keeps burning if it spills.
Yeah, so we just do the candles. Yeah.
I personally really love oil Hanukkahs, but they're a bit much to deal with.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the difference between smoking a cigar and smoking a pipe. Is a pipe takes a lot more work and a lot more effort, and depending on how impatient you are, that can be really annoying. And
not that either of us are endorsing smoking a cigar or a pipe, but just giving an example of the amount of work it takes to accomplish those tasks.
But the reality is that candles are just more effective and efficient at the moment. So I'm good with either one. We have both. We have both oil, and we've been known to set up, all of our Hanukkahs, including the oil ones, and using those with the candles, not putting the candles in the oil. But
and using candles is easy because you can get a box of candles that have enough candles for the entire holiday, and you don't have to do math, and it just comes in a box all together. Someone else did the math for you, and so that helps.
So the next question. Does the shamash candle, which is the servant candle, the one that you light all of the regular candles with, I'm not saying that for your benefit, I'm saying that for the benefit of everybody listening who maybe doesn't know what in the world we're talking about. Does the shamash candle have to be higher than all the other candles on the Hanukkah?
I don't think it has to be higher, but I think it definitely has to be separate or preeminent or something that's noticeably different than the others, so that you can tell this is the shamash versus this is just a candle.
Yeah, I think it often is higher just because that's the design of the traditional look of a Hanukkah, but I think the most important factor of the shamash is that it's prominent, that it stands out as separate from the others, as it's not one of the 8 nights, it's the one lighting the others.
Yeah, that pretty much would say the same thing. It doesn't have to be higher, but it should be. There should be some special significance. You could even use a different color candle, like you know, have them all blue and one of them white, or all white, one of them blue, and and that way, and it's a great message about how Yeshua as a servant and who gave us light.
Yeah. I actually like some of the contemporary designs where they just it stands out. It's not necessarily higher or in the middle. I mean, because by the time you get to the last night of Hanukkah, it's like life-threatening sometimes, or at least hand-threatening to put it back. Yeah, after you get finished lighting it, because it's like, okay, I got 4 burning things. So I like a lot of the contemporary designs.
I've seen some where, and we may actually even have one. Right now, our house our lives are in disarray because we are renovating a house and living in a camper, and we've got stuff in multiple storage things.
A trailer.
It's kind of crazy. So at the moment, I don't really know where our Hanukkah are in general, but we have one that the shamash is both in the center and higher, but it's also offset towards the front, so that when you light all 8 on the 8th night, you can put it back without losing your fingerprints, and you can still be identified. So the next question, now no cop-outs on this one, okay? And we're going to throw this one to Rabbi Eric first. What is your favorite flavor of sufganiot?
Blackberry. Blackberry jelly sufganiot are the bomb.
Yeah, I had a raspberry that was really good. But so that's my favorite that I've ever had. But my favorite flavor that I've not had that I really want to try is fig. So that's like something I just have never been in a place where that was being served. But raspberry was great.
Yeah.
But fig I really want.
I'm going to say raspberry only because it's one of the only ones I've had.
Yeah.
I want to know if lemon custard counts halakhically as a sufganiot because now lemon's a fruit, so if it is, then I would have to say lemon custard. But I think raspberry is a good placeholder.
So I love raspberry sufganiot. I love blueberry sufganiot. But what I'd really love, and this steps outside of normal, what I'd really love to try, and anybody listening to the podcast, if you want to try your hand at it and let me know how it works out, is I'd love some sort of a chili and chocolate filled sufganiot, like dark chocolate with chili powder, with chili
pepper?
Powder. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like that's one of my favorite chocolate bars. Is like the high cacao percentage dark chocolate with chili in it. And phenomenal.
Chili pepper is technically a fruit.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
All right. So the next question. This one's important because this question may be the one question that gets us a little more than an off-the-cuff, sarcastic style response.
No.
Because it's a huge debate in the Messianic movement, right? Yeah. So this question is, do you use the traditional Hanukkah blessing or a modified blessing that does not say commands us to light the lights of Hanukkah?
Okay, I'll answer first. We use the traditional commands us blessing, even though we don't actually find a commandment in the Torah that says you shall light the Hanukkah, largely because Hanukkah doesn't happen until long after the Torah is given. However, we are commanded to follow the traditions that were handed down to us. And so it is a commandment to follow the tradition, and so therefore we follow the tradition and light the candle saying, as you have commanded us, because of the tradition. Now, I'm also not so dogmatic about that someone who wants to say who allows us to light the Hanukkah lights or something like that is halakhically incorrect, or
not going to send them to a beit din for that.
Right, not going to send them to a beit din. We're not going to excommunicate them. They're not going to Gehenna for lighting the shamash wrong or the candle wrong while saying the wrong prayer. But I think that our traditions are something that hold us together, that bind us together, and that we're commanded to follow the traditions that were handed down to us, and so that's how I do.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Brooke says the Shehekianu, which is, brought us to this season, and then she'll say, "Blessed are you, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who has given us Yeshua the Messiah and commanded us to be a light to the world." So she's done those too.
Yeah, I do the traditional blessing for the Hanukkah for much of the same reasons that Rabbi Eric and Rabbi Jonathan discussed. Now, with that, what a lot of people don't realize is there's actually 3 traditional blessings that are said on Hanukkah. One is said the first night. The other 2 are said throughout the 8 nights. So the first night you say 3 blessings: the Shechianu, the candle lighting, and then
Basmanas.
the Basmanas. Yeah, and so then you would continue 2 of them throughout. But yeah, I do the traditional blessings. I do all 3 first night to the second, third, fourth, so on. And not because obviously there's nowhere in Scripture that says you're commanded to do this, but we are commanded to be a light to the world, and so I see great value in upholding that.
And one of the reasons that I say the traditional prayer that I didn't say earlier is that we're weird enough.
Agreed. You're weird.
On certain things that we don't need to add more differences or divisions or separations from the greater body of Judaism. And so whenever we can be in agreement with something that the greater body does, I think we should align with them because we are part of them, just like we're part of the body of Messiah, and we should align with them when we can, where it doesn't contradict our faith or our belief system.
I always tell people we have a big enough hurdle to get over with trying to share the Jewish Messiah with the Jewish community, just in the fact that we believe in Yeshua. We don't need to add cuckoo to it to make it harder.
Right.
Like we don't need to throw, don't run around screaming the sacred name left and right in our congregations and driving non-believing Jewish people away by it. So, all right, the next question: Hanukkah home decorations, yes or no?
We don't put lights up around our house, but I do have a large, it's about a 5-foot tall Hanukkah that goes outside and has electric lights that we light for each night of it that one of our congregants made for us. So we do have that outside of our house. Inside of our house, my wife puts table runners down and decorations for the day, but we don't do the lights. We don't do the Hanukkah elf. We don't do a Hanukkah bush.
What is that?
We don't do Hanukkah Harry, I think is what it's called.
What the world is a thing? I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Wow.
It's the commercialized Jewish Santa Claus.
Yeah. So
and then there's the mensch on the bench.
The mensch on the bench.
The Hanukkah version of Elf on the Shelf.
Okay. Now that one I might could get behind.
So we don't do those, but we do decorate as far as having our table and for our family celebration and things like that.
Yeah, Brooke likes to decorate. So, I think year round she puts up lights, like just because we like the ambiance of it or whatever,
Okay.
Like,
she does or you do?
Well, Brooke does,
Okay.
yeah. Brooke puts the she'll just put like she'll buy Christmas lights, not like the colored ones, like just the standard,
like white, LEDs.
and she'll do that. But she does decorate. We do Hanukkah decorations, and she does have a few Hanukkah gnomes that she's put around the house and stuff. She loves it, So I think it's great.
We also have a sign that we put outside our house that says Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah.
On it. So
and
someone from our congregation made that for us.
Yeah,
too.
and we put an electric menorah in the window.
Yeah.
And the kids love it. So
I only laugh because we're the same.
Huh?
I only laugh because we're the same cat.
Yeah.
It's one of Catherine's favorite to decorate for because it's lots of lights and things. Like we have the electric Hanukkah in the window, and I am part of my honeydew list is here's the lights.
Yeah, we don't put them on the house.
I do. I do. Yeah, I have to wrap them around the porch.
I think it's great. We just don't.
I enjoy doing it. I like doing it for her. It's kind of fun to come home and the house is all lit up. Or at least we just do the porch, and the porch is really lit up and everything. It's really nice. I got her this this thing that hangs up and it's like felt, and you can put little felt candles in it for each.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. Yeah,
yeah. Those are kind of fun.
My wife loves to decorate for Hanukkah. Like she's all about all the things. Like put it all up, make it. My kids are very much like, well, all the Christmas decorations are out all the way up and down the street. Like we should make them know that we celebrate Hanukkah. We should make everything. Mm-hmm. Me, on the other hand, I'm just lazy. And because I'm lazy and don't want to do it, I can come up with really good excuses like we're not trying to make Hanukkah just the Jewish Christmas here. Let's not. No, But I have no objections to the decorations. I'm just
While
lazy.
truly we are not trying to make
Yeah.
Hanukkah the Jewish
Yeah,
Christmas.
I am too lazy to put them up like outside the house because you're going to have to take them down. You know,
Nah, dude, let's be honest.
I would be that house that
It's true.
It's
The
February
lights,
and they'd still
the
be
lights
up.
on the porch stayed up until about February.
let's
actually
you
finally
gotta
got
get around
the
to it.
Let's be
gumption to
honest,
get 'em
Toby.
down.
The house you're in now, it's not about anything other than it's a death trap trying to set a ladder up on that.
It's true.
incline.
It would, yeah.
But yeah,
It's
but,
really strange
yeah, and
the way it's built.
And we don't do the lights because I want us to be different than the other houses around us.
Yeah.
We do the menorah because it says we're doing Hanukkah. We don't do the lights because we don't want to be confused with, and we don't want people. And again, not condemning those that do other things, because everybody has the ability to choose how they're going to celebrate and
Right, absolutely.
what's meaningful to them in that way. But we want our home to be stand out different. Just, we're supposed to be separate from and different from the other. And so we don't put the lights out because of that. But we do put the menorah out because we want people to know we're celebrating Hanukkah and that there is a celebration going on.
Yeah, I have told Catherine, though, as soon as I find, like, the biggest, gaudiest blow-up Hanukkah, I want to put that in the yard. Just 1 year, just to have said that I've done it.
So the final question. Are electric Hanukkahs kosher?
Yeah, I think so.
They're not technically halakhically acceptable,
Right.
but they are safer in some instances, which would make them halakhically acceptable
behind
to
your curtain.
preserve life.
Depends on how the wiring in your house is.
Right,
I guess.
depends on. So, if you're preserving life by not allowing your house to catch fire, then you would it would be
here's
acceptable.
it.
But technically, it's supposed to be oil or
Well,
candle.
Brooke would take hers to work, so that's why. That's one of the reasons why we like them. I mean,
I've
we
seen
have one in the
people with
house.
them in their cars.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
Well, you'll see. Chabadniks will put them up on the
up on top
the ones
of
on the
yeah.
roof
Oh,
there
wow.
when they do their Hanukkah parades to their lightings.
Yeah, what we put in the window is an electric menorah. Obviously, I mean,
Yeah.
The Hanukkah moose
Light the
has
candles and put the drapes behind it.
yeah, right. There we go.
the antlers of the Hanukkah moose
Yeah.
that are lights.
Yeah, but Brooke would take one to work and have it on her desk. So.
Yeah, we do an electric one in the front
I think it's
window,
fine.
and that's because we do the white and blue lights on the porch, and the Hanukkah is in the window right next to the porch, so it's like very Hanukkah looking. But yeah, I would say electric by itself is not halachically permissible, but if you're lighting candles and or oil along with the electric, then it is a permissible way of keeping.
Now,
the holiday.
I know this wasn't on Rabbi David's list, but there is a very controversial topic that we have not covered that deals with Hanukkah. And Hanukkah, we eat latkes, we eat potato pancakes. Now, here is the question.
Applesauce. Straight up applesauce. No
or
questions.
sour cream. That's the question.
I do both.
Straight up applesauce.
No, sour cream is the only halakhically correct way to eat
Except
latkes.
you're wrong. Applesauce
No,
all
no.
day.
I do both. Actually, I put them on both sides. I put like sour cream on one side.
Because applesauce is the ingredients are basically crushed fruit with some powder. I think sugar is added. I think a little bit to applesauce, and then sour cream is dairy. I like to meet in the middle of the road and mix sour cream with salsa because tomatoes, crushed fruit.
All right, get out of here. You're done.
Yeah, here's the thing. Here's the reality.
So
that
here-
if
most
you have
important-
latkes with applesauce, it's the same as having a bagel with blueberries or cinnamon sugar
those are
or something.
donuts. That doesn't
Those are donuts as opposed to bagels with onion or garlic or
but
something.
legit opinion. This is as hot topic an opinion as they come. Sweet potato does not belong in a latke.
Sweet potato does not belong
sweet
in a
potato does not
latke.
belong
It
in a
should
latke.
be
I've never even
regular
had that.
potatoes with sour cream.
Okay, so we can all agree. We can all
Sweet
four
potato's
pointed
trash.
conclusion. Sweet potato is not a latke.
Yeah, I've never even had that. So.
Well, this was fun, guys, and we'll see what we can do for throwing some more of these together. Thanks for joining us for this special and completely arbitrary and random bonus material for you on the Messy Antics podcast. See you later. Thank you for listening to the Messy Antics podcast. Make sure to subscribe so you can be notified every time we drop a new episode. And be sure to follow and interact with us on social media at Messy Antics Podcast.